Hey there. So, are you this individual who is constantly thinking negative things about yourself? Or maybe you're overly compulsive about your own personal problems? You're preoccupied with your personal problems, or you don't really feel good about yourself. You're always complaining. Well, if you've answered yes to any of these, chances are you're suffering from low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. So, hi there, I am Sarah Johnson, and in this video today, I want to show you a very powerful technique that you can begin to use today in overcoming low self-esteem. So, come on over. Let's begin. So, what exactly is low self-esteem? You have this person throwing up low self-esteem, and this person throwing up low self-esteem, and this person throwing up low self-esteem. What exactly is low self-esteem? Well, self-esteem basically in a nutshell means that we feel that we are valuable to this life experience. So we think that we are worthy to this life experience. We are all born with a high sense of self-esteem, very high self-image. But as we progress through life, our life experiences chip away at that self-esteem. So instead of feeling worthy, we begin to feel that we don't belong. We begin to feel that we don't have anything to contribute to this life experience. And whenever we feel strong feelings of not being worthy or of not being significant, that can lead to low self-esteem, or that is termed as low self-esteem. There are a myriad of factors that contribute to low self-esteem. And what the researchers have shown is that prior to the age of 7, scientists think that prior to the age of 7, that our conscious mind is not developed. So the only thing that we have is our subconscious mind. And as we all know, our subconscious mind is the most powerful parts of our mind. It's the habitual mind. It's responsible for our habitual thinking. It's responsible for governing the functions of our body. It's the most powerful part of our mind. And prior to the age of 6, the only thing we had was our subconscious mind. And the way we develop our subconscious mind is through programming from our parents. So some of the factors that that aided negative or low self-esteem is, perhaps we had parents who were overly protective. I know that I grew up in the West Indies in Jamaica, and a part of the West Indian culture is that parents are very protective. They don't trust their children to go out to a party. They really grow their kids in a very tight, confined space and doesn't really allow for much freedom. And I remember growing up, I held a lot of resentment towards my father because I wanted to do things. I wanted to have a boyfriend. He didn't want me to have a boyfriend. I wanted to spend a night at a friend's house. He didn't want me to do that. I wanted to dress a certain way. He didn't allow for that. So I was very resentful and thought that there was something wrong with me because I didn't have this freedom to do the things that I wanted and that I saw many of my peers were doing. Perhaps we had parents who were violent with us, who instilled physical violence. I am one of those children. Again, growing up in the West Indian culture, it's typical that you get beatings. You get beatings from your parents, your neighbors, your teachers. It's a standard practice. And I think this practice was birthed through slavery, because in a lot of African cultures or Western African cultures, you see that children, it's a normal thing to spank your kids. Perhaps you had parents who felt that, or who really contributed to their children feeling not worthy. Maybe, the child was a product of an infidelity or a relationship outside of their marriage. And when the child was born, the other parent didn't treat the child fairly. And the child grew up feeling not worthy or not belonging. So those are some of the factors that contribute to low self-esteem. The good thing is that low self-esteem is not something that's carved in stone. We have the ability to raise our self-esteem, as well as we have the ability to lower our self-esteem. The ball is in our court. We have the ability to shift it in a positive direction, shift it in a negative direction. So one of the most powerful ways that I know to shift your self-esteem on the positive end is by being of service to other, giving to other, contributing to other people's life. There is a very beautiful quote that I love from Dale Carnegie that says, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming more interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get people interested in you." That is such a beautiful quote, and it is so true, and it speaks perfectly to my topic today. Whenever we have a pain in our life or circumstances in our life that drowns out everything else, whenever we become so preoccupied with our challenges, that is the way for the universe to speak to us to say, look, it's time for you to find a purpose. Because obviously, whenever your purpose is focused on you, you're misaligned. That means you haven't found it yet. That is not your true purpose. Because our true purpose here on this earth, in this day and in this time, is to be of service to others. And as a byproduct of being of service to others, we get all of the abundance. We get the health. We get the wealth. We get the friendship. We get everything. But the prerequisite to receive is to give. There is no receiving without giving. The universe works in harmony, in balance. So if you're just worried about getting, that doesn't create balance. That doesn't create harmony. There's an imbalance. And the universe is always trying to get back to balance, get back to its equilibrium. So that's the way the universe speaks to us through our challenges and say, look, you need to find something to wake up your purpose. You need to find something to uncover, to unfold your purpose. And one of the best way to do that is by giving. So you ask the question, how do I give? How do I give? Well, it's very easy. There are a myriad of ways that you can give. You can partner with an organization that has an infrastructure in place that you can follow. Maybe Habitat for Humanity and helping to build homes for needy family. Maybe you can partner with a local shelter. One of my friends just shared with me, I didn't really realize that there were so many families, women and children that are staying in the shelter. So I've made a decision with my family here that whenever we go and purge things that we don't want, we're just going to take them over to the family center, the shelter, so that these families, I have a young kid, I could give their clothes that no longer fits him to this shelter. You can give money. You can go over there perhaps and read to the kids. Spend some time with these children. Maybe if you don't have money, you have time. I know here in Charlotte, there is a community garden that's built by this wonderful lady. And she's building, what she is doing is creating a community garden where people within a certain neighborhood have access to organic produce. But anyone from the community can go to this garden and volunteer. So you can volunteer. If you have children, you can volunteer in a children's school. Even if you want to tutor, you don't physically have to be in a classroom. You can tutor from the comfort of your home. If you have the internet, Technology has made it so easy for us to be able to reach people. There's no space, there's no time with technology. Perhaps you don't have money, maybe you don't have the time. You can offer a prayer, offer a blessing. Whenever you see someone on the side of the road who's been involved in a car accident, maybe you can offer a silent prayer to them. That's given. You don't see it, but it's given. Offer a blessing. Babysit for your neighbor. Give back to your community. Look at the challenges that you have suffered in your life. Maybe you've gone through physical abuse, sexual abuse. How can you use those mess or those challenges and turn them around and help other people? It is not until we begin to focus our attention on other people, our challenges will not dissipate. They will not go away. They will begin to get bigger until we shift the focus from ourselves to other people. And one of the byproducts of giving is that we become more healthy. We feel good about ourselves. Hence, an increase in self-esteem by giving. So there you have it. I hope this video is of help to you today. If so, I would love for you to share that with me by leaving a comment in the box below. Don't forget to thumbs up my video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful evening. And don't forget, self-esteem, we have the ability to cultivate self-esteem, but it begins by us taking the action and doing the work. One of the most potent ways of cultivating self-esteem is by being of service to others. So to you, move forward in service in 2014. Have a wonderful day.